Hello. How you guys going? So I just got off a call with Andy Elliott. We're recording some content for ads for my event in Arizona soon. Here I am, found myself, and I thought since I look so good right now, maybe I should just come on here and give you guys some value. So I'm going to share with you how to pitch your offer so that you don't repulse your people. And what I mean by that is that when most people pitch their offer, it's a little bit of a turn off, right? And it does the opposite to what you want. We want the offer to create the pitch to create desire for people to want to buy the program. And often we can talk people out of the program when we're pitching it. So I'm going to give you guys a framework to be able to do that. I did an offer workshop last week and we went through how to put together your roadmap to give clients certainty that they can get an outcome with you, how to then pitch that. So, how to talk about it. You have an emotional pitch and then you have a logical pitch because people buy with emotion and they back up with logic. So, how to pitch it, the emotional pitch, and this is what I'm going to help you guys with right now. And if you did the workshop, just let me know. Was it helpful? Was it amazing? I created some really awesome prompts as well. So you could just comment pitch and I'll send you the prompt to create the pitch for you in this framework. It's so cool. But we went through how to pitch it. You got the emotional pitch and the logical pitch is the stack. We went through how to put together your stack and then how to do all the bells and whistles and create urgency and stuff. It was really cool, but it was 5 days. And so obviously I'm not going to sit here with you for 5 days right now, but I am going to share with you one key thing, which is how to do your emotional pitch, how to actually speak about the program in a way that it creates desire for people to join. Because often what I see when people are pitching is that there's just a real lack of desire because we're stuck talking about the process. And if I was to get online, even in a tangible money-making business niche, if I was to sit in front of you and talk to you about my process of helping you to sign clients, it would repel you. It would push you away because you're like, I'm already doing that, Sarah. I'm already making content. I don't want to add friends. I don't want to go live. Like, if I sit here and actually tell you all the steps that we do in our program to help you create success, it's going to raise a lot of objections, a lot of yeah, buts. Yeah, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, but I'm already doing that. Yeah, but I know that already. Often this is the information that people are giving when they're pitching is they're telling them common sense things in it doesn't matter what niche you're in. They're saying that they're going to do these common sense things and they're going to get on a coaching call and we're going to change your negative thinking patterns because you're talking negative about yourself, and this is then going to help you with your self-trust because we're going to help you to build little habits every day that are going to stack and you're going to trust yourself better, right? So they're talking about the process and they're creating all of these objections of, oh, yeah, but I know that already. Yeah, but I'm doing that already. Yeah, but I don't want to do that. Oh, yeah, but I don't need to pay you for that, right? If this is making sense, just give me a yeah in the chat box. If this is making sense, if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. And so the framework to help you to be able to pitch your program in a way that it creates desire for people to actually want to buy it. The first thing that you want to do is you want to have 3 clear steps in your program. Now, your program probably has a lot more than 3 steps involved in it. It takes a lot more than 3 steps for us to get you to the point that you're making 6 figures in your business, but we want to kind of chunk up. You can always chunk things up and you can chunk things down. And so we want to get it to the point that it has 3 clear steps. Now, let's say, for example, you're in a relationship niche. And so step one, we did this last week actually with one of my clients. So she was a demo on the workshop and she was in a relationship niche actually. And step one was to detach from her ex. So detach from their ex because it was like a, past traumatic relationship or codependency, toxic relationship. That's the word I was looking for. So step one was like detaching from the ex. Step two was then like rebuilding self-trust. And then step three was creating a healthy love again. So creating a good, healthy relationship. So you want to create 3 steps, and there needs to be contrast in the 3 steps. They can't sound like the same thing. And often where people get stuck is that they're talking about when they create their 3 steps, they're talking about their process of coaching someone. So they're saying things like, we're going to break the old pattern and then we're going to re-loop you into a new pattern, a new way of thinking, and then we're going to practice that over and over to solidify the new identity. So it's kind of that's kind of like like a coaching process, right? It's not really a step forward, like a roadmap to create an outcome. Does this make sense? Like we don't want the steps of our program that we're telling them that they're going to pay thousands of dollars to help them create the success that they want. We don't want those steps to feel like the insides of a coaching call, right? When we get on a call and we diagnose what the problem is, and then we reshift their thinking, right? And then we give them some action steps to take consistent action, and then we repeat that process. That should not be the three steps in your program because that is vague, that is wishy-washy, that can be applied to anything. It can be applied to anything. And the only way you are going to successfully get off the business selling something that can be applied to anything. Now, it's not that you don't coach that, but you have to then take it and go, how can I make this really specific and clear to one specific goal and outcome and problem that I'm solving? Because the only way that you're going to be able to just coach a general thing like that is if you have really, really, really strong branding. So, for example, I follow this chick on Instagram. She's a mindset coach for Nike. For Nike, right? So she might be teaching you mindset stuff, but she's the coach for Nike. She's like high performance, like high branding, like there's a lot of authority there. You're going to listen to what she has to say. So maybe she could do like some general mindset coaching. But if you are just a brand new coach getting off the ground, no results, maybe you've got one client, you've got five people in your Facebook group, right? We're just getting this shit moving and grooving. You really want to have a clear outcome that you are good at helping someone achieve that outcome. And then you want to figure out what are the three main steps to achieving that outcome. So for Gradiella, it was detach from your ex, right? Get rid of the emotional attachment to your ex, rebuild your self-worth and your self-confidence, and then create a healthy love, healthy relationship, communication, attachment styles, that kind of stuff. So those are three separate steps that are very specific to help a woman. See how specific it was? Detach from your ex. So it was very specific to help with a woman who has come out of a toxic relationship. She's going to help them detach from the ex is step number one. So it's so specific to that person. For us, step number one, grow the group. Step number two, nurture your leads. Step number three is run your small mighty events. So it's so specific to a coach who wants to build a community online, right? It needs to be really specific. So we want step one, step two, step three. Then once you have your three steps, and the reason that we want three steps is because a confused mind doesn't buy. So you can write that down somewhere. A confused mind doesn't buy. So we want three clear steps. So now we can say to them, these are our three clear steps, but we do not. What we do not want to do is we do not want to turn up and then tell them what we're doing in those steps and how we're helping them and how we're supporting them, because then we're just going to bore them to death and repulse them. They're going to roll their eyes. They're going to be like, that sounds like common sense. I know that already. Yeah. No, I don't think I need to pay for this. So we don't want to do that. Instead, what we want to do, and I want you to write this down, is we want to help them to feel deeply, deeply understood. Because if they feel deeply, deeply understood, then you are automatically assumed to have the answer. If they feel deeply, deeply understood, you are automatically assumed to have the answer. So now we have a clear problem that we're solving, three steps to help them get to that outcome. And now we're going to communicate with them step one, step two, step three, by not by talking about the process, but by helping them feel deeply understood. And so the way that we do that is that we can talk about where we were stuck with this. And I'm going to use Gradiella's example from last week because it's not my own, example. And I know that there are people in here in different niches and different spaces. So Gradiella's example from last week, step one was detach from the ex. So she shared her story about how she was struggling to disconnect from that. So she was like, when I broke up with my ex, I was a single mom during COVID. I didn't have the money to support my family, and I really started questioning about if I made the right decision. I was scrolling his social media, I was looking for answers that were never going to come. I was doubting if I had made the right choice. And on top of that, I felt really guilty as well because I felt like I'd broken up my family. I had mum guilt. And part of me just wanted to go back to him, right? And I was looking at rereading my text messages. And so, step one, the first thing that we're going to help you with so that you can move on is to actually cut those emotional ties with your ex, especially if he's coming around and you're doing co-parenting. We're going to help you with that as well. So, see how she just painted a picture of how she was struggling and what she was going through. And the person on the other end is going to be like, I'm going through that too. I feel the same way, and you've got through it. You must have the answer. But she didn't actually give her the answer. So she didn't say that I'm going to have you journal out some prompts, and then I'm going to have you read some affirmations, and then I'm going to have you do some power moves or whatever. So she didn't walk them through what she was going to do. She just painted a picture of where they were struggling and then said, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to help you with that, and then move on to the second step and then repeat for the third step. And that is how you are going to deliver an emotional pitch that creates desire. It helps someone feel deeply, deeply understood and positions you as the expert that's going to be able to solve their problem without you getting stuck in the weeds of telling them affirmations, mindset work, changing your negative thinking, and then them just like rolling their eyes and going, I don't need to pay $3,000 for this. Like, does this make sense, guys? If this makes sense, just type yes, emoji, love heart, something, anything in the chat box. I made a prompt for this as a pitch prompt. If you just comment prompt down below, I will send it to you. It's really long, it's like 3 pages, but you just copy the whole thing and then you put it into any AI that you want to use, and then it's gonna ask you, awesome, what are your 3 steps? And you're going to give it your 3 steps. And then it's going to ask you again for like your story or your client's challenges. And then you're going to give it that. And then it's going to come back, it's going to give you your pitch. And it's going to be really, really cool. And so comment pitch if you want that. Otherwise, if this was helpful, comment helpful. I hope you guys are having a fab week. Peace and love. And if anyone is here and you're in the US and you would like to come and hang out, I am running an event in Arizona in 4 weeks' time. It is going to be so sick. We're going to have a pool party. There's going to be like a red carpet and some champagne and a DJ. And then we're going to spend the day at Andy Elliott's headquarters, and he's going to be teaching. I'm going to be teaching. Morgan Nelson's going to be teaching. We're going to help you to grow. It's going to be really, really awesome. So if you want details for that, comment details as well. But otherwise, peace and love. Have a great week, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.